Can you hear us?
I can. And I figured out. I was just thinking, like, man, everyone who's trying to plan their wedding right now is just really anxious. And you are the first people to experience that, execute a wedding, and come on the other side. And I was like, there's probably some wisdom there. Hi, my name is Asia, and I am the founder and owner of Photo by Joy. And today with me, I have Robyn and Andrew, one of our couples who has gotten married during our global pandemic. And they have decided to be a part of our mini-series that explores what different Photo by Joy brides have done during this COVID time, in hopes that you can gain a little perspective or comfort, or just look at them because they're cute and they're on a swing. So, hi guys, thanks for being willing to hop on an interview with me.
Hi, of course.
Tell me what it was like from when you found out COVID hit to getting married, and the process of what happened to your wedding.
Do you want to go first? Or do you want me to go first?
I mean, it's like for me, I didn't really plan much, but throughout it all, like there was always anxiety about, starting in February, there was anxiety about whether this coronavirus would affect the wedding or not. And I don't think we really knew for sure that the wedding was going to be, canceled or readjusted until end of March?
Yeah,
it was like the end of March. But we decided at the beginning that no matter what, we're still going to get married the same day, whether it's a big wedding or a small wedding or just our immediate family.
Yeah.
So making that decision and talking about that before we even had to really make that decision, truly, decide then and there, we had already discussed, like, no matter what, we're getting married on the day we decided.
Mm-hmm.
So
an Instagram post about this thing called coronavirus, and I was like, oh, is that like a funny like frat boy like joke that people are making? Like, I had no idea that it was real, and I was like, well, whatever. And then like it kept getting like more and more people talking about it, and I'm like, oh, it's January, it's February, it's fine, whatever, it'll be over. Like, honestly, like not realizing how serious it was. And then I remember texting Alyssa and being like, Alyssa's our wedding planner, and being like, this isn't gonna affect our wedding, is it? And she was like, no, like, I doubt it. No, you'll be fine. It'll blow over. It'll be done. And then like week by week, it wasn't going away. So like Andrew said, end of March, we're like, okay, we need to talk about this. We need to figure out a plan, B, C, D, E, F, G, and figure out what we're gonna do. But above all, we know that we're going to get married on that day because that's the day that we chose, and we don't want to let a pandemic change the day that we're going to get married. So
funny thing was, in the middle of all that, we were at the lake, and I got an email from Southwest Airlines that our flight had been canceled.
Oh yeah,
for our honeymoon. And so Robyn had the ultimate breakdown, which wasn't even that big of a breakdown. I mean, she was just like, she was real positive about it. Like, so positive that she says, you know what, since our honeymoon's canceled, let's just get married next week.
I remember that phone call.
She was like, let's take control. Like, let's stop making this letting this virus control everything. Let's just take control and put it in our own hands, and let's get married next week. Like it was gonna make the wedding any bigger or better or anything like that. So
just wanted to be in charge of something.
So we had to talk her off that ledge.
I think Asia actually FaceTimed me that night.
Yeah.
You were crying.
Yeah.
He was like, okay, sister, calm down. You're not getting married next week.
Well, so you guys ended up getting married in your backyard, your backyard, and it was freaking transformed. You weren't even allowed to look at it.
No.
And
I was locked in my mom's bedroom all day long, could not leave. And she kept saying, it's just because I don't want you to see the flowers, because I'm a big flower girl. I was so excited about the flowers and so happy that Maggie was still going to do my flowers. So she's like, I want you to be surprised by how amazing the flowers look. And I totally believed her because I'm gullible. And
then
my mom.
they had like a tailgating section of guests. And then all these tables laid out 6 feet apart where people sat. And then Pumpkin was in the ceremony. The pumpkins, like all these surprises, which is why you cried the entire time.
the entire time. Shout out to secret person who did my makeup because it looked great all night and I cried the whole entire evening. So.
I love that you have an undercover makeup agent that just makes
no one knows.
Well, talking about like calming down through this hard time.
Andrew's a very calming, logical presence. And I am a anxious, chaotic tornado. And so he was very patient with me and would calm me down and remind me of what matters, which is the fact that we're getting married no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, I really just, we focused on, it's just one day in our life. And, some of the biggest mistakes that you see couples making is they focus so much on the wedding and then they don't focus on the marriage. And like the wedding's a short, 4 or 5 hour thing when a marriage is a lifetime. And you often forget about that and you focus so much on making the wedding perfect that you totally forget about spending time thinking about what your marriage is going to be and what it's about. And that ultimately that wedding day is just a day.
So we did a Bible study throughout an engagement called Before We Say I Do, and I think that was really good conversation. Another good thing was me and my mom would have our mental breakdowns on opposite days. So she would have a breakdown and I would be like, Mom, snap out of it. And then I would have a breakdown and she'd be like, Robyn, snap out of it. So that was good. And then my dad's always just like this steady, like he's never like this. He's just like at all times. So he said,
like, pull on your family for support is what I'm hearing. Like, don't try to do this by yourself.
After the wedding, and we were just like so happy and excited, and I felt like those were,
and it was just us.
And it was just cool. That was really special that it was just he and I and you and Tyler, and there wasn't an audience watching us.
The pictures are going to be the memories you have, of the day, because no memory's perfect, but so like the fact, even though we didn't get to have the ceremony there, we still get pictures there, and so we'll still have like the beauty of just that venue, and it's it's still, looking back, you're like, well, we may have done it in the backyard, a place that we see all the time, but we have these pictures that are in a unique and special place. But it's definitely a huge blessing that the backyard's like the freaking resort. So
when you said we're getting married in the backyard, I was like, can you send me pictures? We're fine. Would you give someone who was in your situation when you just, tried to plan your wedding during a global pandemic?
Be flexible.
Be flexible. Have support of family, friends, your future spouse. Don't do it alone. Pray a lot.
Remember the purpose of what it's actually about. It's not about the wedding. It's about the marriage.
Yeah, definitely have that perspective. I think that's a piece of advice your dad gave us, actually, was always remember it's not about the wedding day. The wedding day is fun, but that's the blink of an eye. You're planning for your life together, not the 5 hours of the wedding, like you were saying earlier.
Yeah, especially right now, just being flexible, because guests that weren't comfortable with coming didn't come, but we also reassured them, that if you don't want to be near people, you can sit in your truck and tailgate.
My mom and my Aunt Tana, everyone that helped plan that, gave everyone a lot of options. And
well, thank you for letting me pick your brain. And I know all the baby brides out there are like, okay, it's gonna be okay.
It's gonna be okay.
Because we're like the first people of this time in the world to do this, and so I appreciate you sharing with me what it was like a little bit. Non-expected hugs to you both, and
yes, we love you.
For finding internet for me on your property. Well, I'll see y'all later.
Sounds good. Bye.
Bye.